Amen. Certainly I believe that God lives. How do you know he lives? Because we live. We're living because God lives. So we're thankful for those wonderful hymns. We want to thank all the ones who have participated this far and carrying on the service. We want to thank Latavian. I want to thank him because that's a young man. There's some hard words sometimes, but he's concerned about saying them right, so he come and check and try to pronounce them right. And we ought to make sure we encourage our young people, him and CJ. That's very important that we lift them up and encourage them in every way we possibly, because that's the way God would have it, us to train our young people, get them ready to take on the work, and that's very important. Thank others as well. I want to thank our brother Cyrus for that prayer, and thank Brother Simpson for those wonderful hymns. Thank you for being here. Your presence is always a source of encouragement. I say that because I mean that. When I look and see people, that's inspiring. That's, to know people is concerned about the Lord and they're trying to do what's right to get to heaven. That's encouraging to see others Christians when they come and worship the God in spirit and in truth. So thank you for your presence as well. I want to invite your attention to the book of Isaiah. Isaiah, I was talking to a little youth, a young man. His name is Isaiah. And I asked him, what's his name? He said, Isaiah. I say, I'm going to be preaching about you, about Isaiah this morning. So good. Our young people are here with us this morning. I'm glad this morning, too, because our youth had their lesson together. Or they had their paper. And that's what parents have to do. Make sure they prepared for the lesson. I come in, they had the lesson copied out, and they was able to answer the question. So we really went through the lesson without even looking in the book. So I'm proud of them and encourage them to study when they're young, because Paul told the young preacher, Timothy, 2 Timothy 2:15, study to show thyself approved, a workman that need not to be ashamed, rightly dividing the word of truth. So let's get excited about telling people about the Lord. That's what's important when we go through our everyday walks of life. It's very important that we mention God to other people, because all of these pews need to be filled up. We need to let people know. I believe that's why we're saying this year, not just this year, but let's have the courage and have a vision to share the Lord with somebody. Tell them about Jesus, how wonderful God is to you. And we need to know how good God's grace and mercy is to us. Isaiah chapter 1. In verses number 1 through 10. Isaiah chapter 1, verses 1 through 10. In the Bible read as, the vision of Isaiah, the son of Amoz, which he saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem in the days of Uzziah, Jotham, Ahaz, and Hezekiah, king of Judah. Hear, O heavens, and give ear, O earth. For the Lord has spoken. I have nourished and brought up children, and they have rebelled against me. The oxes know her owner, and the ass her master's crib. But Israel doeth not know, my people doeth not consider. Sinful nation, a people laden with iniquities, and the seed of evildoers, children that are corrupt. They have forsaken the Lord. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel unto anger. They have gone away backwards. Why should ye be stricken any more? Ye will revolt more and more, and the whole head is sick, and the whole heart faint. From the sole of the foot even unto the head, that is no soundness in it, but wounds and bruises and putrifying sores. They have not been closed, neither bound up, neither mollified with ornament. Your country is desolate. Your cities are burned with fire. Your lands, strangers devour in it your presence. And it is desolate, as overthrown by strangers. And the daughters of Zion is left as a cottage in a vineyard, in a lodge, in a garden of cucumbers, as a besieged city. Except the Lord of hosts had left unto us a very small remnant, we should have been as Sodom, and we should have been like unto Gomorrah. Hear the words of the Lord, ye rulers of Sodom. Give ear unto the law of our God, ye people of Gomorrah. I want to use for a subject this morning, learn to listen. This is the message that I believe that Judah needed to learn to listen to God. Because if we don't listen to God, it's inevitable that we be destroyed if we don't listen to the words of God. Here you have a prophet, the prophet Isaiah. Isaiah means Jehovah, Yahweh is salvation, or God is salvation. And that's what Isaiah means. So when we look at this prophet, it was about 700 years before the incarnation of Jesus came on the scene. Here, Isaiah the prophet is prophesying about what would happen to Judah, to Israel, and the northern city, and the northern tribe, and the southern tribe. What would happen to them? He was prophesying about their captivity, because when you rebel against God, you headed for destruction. So let's remember that in their literal sense, where they was in captivity, but also in our spiritual sense. If we don't listen to God, we are headed for destruction. So here, this prophet said, he said, the vision of Isaiah, and we've been talking about vision, 2020 vision, and we wasn't referring to the literal eyesight when we talk about 2020 vision, but the word vision, when we talked about it in this context, is talking about the revelation of God. And Isaiah is going to reveal to them the revelation of God. I'm going to tell them some things about what's going to happen. And you know, when a prophet would tell people the truth, some people didn't like it. Some people got upset. You remember, watch this good example, a perfect example. It's in 1 Kings chapter 22. 1 Kings chapter 22. I remember the king Ahaz, and I remember King Jehoshaphat. I remember these two kings, and the king of the northern tribe said, let's go down and take Ramoth Gilead, because this land belongs to us. But he said, Jehoshaphat, he asked the king, let me go, could you require a prophet and see, is this a good thing for us to go down and try to take Ramoth Gilead? So the prophet got together 400 prophets, and the 400 prophets said, yes, go on down there, the God is with you. God will help you take over that land. But Jehoshaphat said, do you have a prophet from God? I know these prophets that you got, but do you have a word from the Lord? And the king of Ahaz said, yeah, there's a prophet, Micah, but I hate him. Amen. That's exactly, but I hate him. That's why I'm saying, when you tell the truth, sometimes folks will hate you. Amen. I know that because it's in the Bible. Let's see what the Bible, let's look at it and see what it said here. I think in 1 Kings chapter 22, the story about Jehoshaphat and Ahaz.
So the king of Israel said to Jehoshaphat, there's still one man.
There's still one man. What?
Micah, the son of Evildoers.
The Micah, read.
by whom we may acquire the Lord.
He may require the Lord, read.
But I hate him.
Then I'll tell you, I wasn't just talking now. I hate him. Why? Because he don't never say nothing good about me. You see, in other words, sometimes folk want some smooth stuff. They don't want what's true and what's real and things that'll help them develop and grow and something that calls them to have strength. They want somebody to lie to them. That's in this text right here. This man wanted somebody to just lie to him. Hey, let me tell you the story, and then we'll maybe read a little bit more. But let me tell you here how he said that. Now let's go and ask him. But then, you know, he said they kind of informed him. Now listen, and I'm just kind of paraphrasing. They said, listen, all the other prophets said it's okay and it'll be all right to go down now, and God is with us. And what he was saying, you need to agree with them. Yeah. That's what he wanted them to do. You just go ahead and say, yeah, because we need to have a word. But he said, and the thing about it, and he kind of sarcastically said, and when he got there, yeah, go on down there. Go on down there. That's what you want me to say? Yeah, go on down there. But you know what? Something about that didn't sit right. He said, well, and he said to him now, tell us the truth. Is that really what we need to do? He said, no, that ain't what you really, but I just said what you want me to say. Yeah. But the point that I'm trying to make is that, you can go back and read the story sometime, but the point that I'm trying to make is that when you tell the truth, sometimes folks will hate you for telling you the truth. Yeah. Paul said one time, am I therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth? Every gospel preacher ought to tell the truth to folks. Stop lying to folks and saying all this stuff they're preaching about. Just tell the truth, because folks' soul is at stake. And that's some serious business right there. So here, let's go back to our text. So what I was trying to get you to see is that a prophet sometimes had a job that made him not so popular. People didn't like him many times. And in Isaiah had this job to tell this vision, this revelation of God. So he talks to him and he tells them in verse number 2, he say, hear, in verse number 2, O heavens. And he said, and in verse 2, say, hear, O heavens, and give ear. It's good to be a good listener. I was looking at 10 things of the Forbes. It talks about good listeners and how important it is to listen. And I always like telling the story about old Judge Joe Brown when I was there in Memphis. And he come walking down, and he came down. He wasn't coming down to be baptized, though. I was there, and I've seen him on a couple of occasions. But anyway, he used to say on the TV program, if you listen, you might learn. So I used to like to hear him say that. And the thing about it, especially when you listen to God, you'll learn something every time. So it's important. How important it is when we go to school and that instructor is up there teaching a lesson, and if we don't listen, we won't know the lesson. You know, I tell the children when they went off to college, you say, see, those teachers in college ain't going to be like the teachers that's trying to really get you to see the point. They're just going to put it out there. If you get it, you got it. If you don't, it's your fault. So you have to learn to listen and learn to say, let me take heed. Let me pay attention. I need to know exactly what they're saying. And that's the same way sometimes even with our doctors. When our doctors tell us something and we just don't want to listen to them, but they're doing it for our own benefit. If you tell us, now look at here, you're going to have to quit smoking, you're going to have to quit drinking, and you say, I'm going to do what I want. But we got to learn sometimes to listen, because they might know what they're talking about. We have to learn to listen. Even sometimes when you, before you had this GPS where you can tell your telephone, hey Siri, show me how to go to so-and-so place. And the thing about, before that came into play, when I was driving cross country, I didn't mean for Siri to say that for real, but she told me that, be quiet. But anyway, the thing about it is that When we had these maps, we had to learn the maps. We didn't have this GPS and tell us, take a left, take a right, go down, you get 2 lanes over. Oh, it's easy. Or if I was a truck driver back then, I could get there like nothing. But we had to study maps. We had to study the road atlas. And these road atlas would say, you have to study and say, most of the roads that go north and south, they're odd numbers. Most of the roads that go east and west, they're even numbers. So I-40, we automatically know it runs east and west. So that would be running east and west because of the numbers are even. Many times the atlas would tell you these things. And we used to have to know how to read a map to get to where we're going. You see, God got a road map to heaven. And we have to look at the details. We have to look at and analyze and really look and see exactly what God is saying. Because God is clear in what he's saying. But we can ignore what we're saying because I don't want to hear that or that don't make sense. But when we really listen to God, we got to give heed or give ear to it, because I believe it was James that said, be swift to hear and slow to speak. And many times we would say, you wonder why God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth? You need to learn how to listen sometimes. You know, it's important to be good listeners. You know, a lot of times when we go to doctors or whatever, really, they listen to the symptoms that you have. They listen to you so they can help you. They have to be good listeners. And sometimes when we're trying to help folks, it ain't about you want to talk all the time. It's good to sometimes folks just want you to have somebody to listen to them. You know, give a little time to listen to folks and to help them, let them know that you're there for them. And then you can give a good, maybe a good Bible answer when you have listened to them, because many times when people are talking about things, you know what I think about? I think about a Bible story that relates to what they're telling me about. And I share with them a Bible story about what they are dealing with. Now, so listen to what God has to say. And you know, that helps people to develop and help people to be strengthened and help them to say, I understand. And I'm glad I had somebody to talk to. You see, God is a good listener. How do you know? Because we just got to be praying a while ago. Amen. When you can. God, when I got a problem, anybody got a problem, that's our way of communicating to God. When we get down, we don't necessarily have to be on our knees, but when we go to God in prayer, God is a good listener. The Bible says the eyes of the Lord are over the righteous and his ears are open to them. See, God is a good listener. If we want God to listen to us, you know where I'm going. We need to listen to him. Amen. And when we listen to God, don't always try. When you hear the doctrine of God, don't try to compromise some things. We get in trouble trying to compromise too many things. Kind of like the story I heard one time about this man that was hunting. He was a good hunter, and he wanted to go out and get some big game, and he wanted to go bear hunting. And so he got his shotgun ready, or whatever you're going to try to shoot with it. He got his gun ready, and he got ready to go out there and to hunt for the bear. And he saw the bear, and then the bear said, it's just a story now. The bear said, let's talk about this thing. You want something, and I want something. What do you want? That man said, I want a fur coat. And the bear said, I want a full stop. And you know the rest of the story. Everybody got what they, but you better watch when you get ready to negotiate, especially when it comes to the word of God. So here we see that Isaiah wanted to share with them this vision that he had. And he said it's important to hear, listen. Then he goes on to say here that, O earth, for the Lord has spoken. When God speaks, better than he have heard. We need to listen. When God speaks. And he said, for the Lord has spoken, I have nourished and brought up children, and they have rebelled against me. You know, that's bad. You know, you think about that in the little sense. Think about how much you love your children and you teach them what's right, and they grow up sometime and they rebel against you. Right. That's when God is teaching us. I have brought these. I loved them. I took care of them. I fed them. He's talking about Israel. He's talking about how I've taken care of them. But they have walked out on me. They have rebelled against me. Notice what he said here. When you rebel against God, headed for trouble. So watch he said here, against me. Now he said here, he said, oxen knoweth his owner, and the ass his master cribs, but Israel doeth not know, my people do not consider. You see that? He said even the animals are doing better than the people. That's bad when you have the oxen know his master. We ought to know who our master is. Our master died on that cross for us. We ought to understand what our master has done for us. So he goes on to say here, if they understand who their master is, certainly the most superior people, when he made us in his own image. We ought to know who our master is. There's only two masters that you can serve, either the devil or God. There's no in between. You got one or the other. And I pray that we choose God. Then he goes on to say here, he talk about a sinful nation, a people laden with iniquities, a seed of evildoers, and children that are corrupt. In other words, they just messed all up. Notice what Isaiah does. He talks about here, he talks about a sick people, a sick land, and a sick worship. When we get through with this, you're going to talk about the people are sick from the head to the toe. The land is sick because it's not producing. And the worship is sick because people are coming to God, offering up things, and don't have no meaning in behind the thing that they're offering up. So he said, the people are sick. He talks about the land is sick. And then he's going to talk about how that these things, all three of them, when he talks about all three are sick and the worship is sick. So he goes on to say here, notice what he said here. Now look what he said. May get to two of them maybe. Let's look at here how the people are sick. He says in verse number 5, he said, why should ye be stricken anymore? Ye will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick. See, when the whole head is sick, you're messed up. So he's saying here, and the whole heart is faint. Then he said here, notice what he goes here, he said that from the sole of the foot even unto the head, there is no soundness in it. But the wounds and the bruises and the putrifying sores, they have not been closed, neither bound up, neither mollified with ornaments. That's bad. Now, they need some penicillin in a sense. They need some antibiotics in a sense. They need some bandages in a sense because of the laceration that's cut and they are bruised. Now you tell me, when somebody is cut deeply, best thing to do is to make sure some pressure is on it. Cover it up. And then you notice that when you get a cut, you try to cover it up and hold it until it stops bleeding. But Isaiah is saying here, they are gone and in a spirit, they're uncared for. Now, when something is uncared for, like souls, what have you, an infection might say. And the thing about it, all these diseases will come in, and eventually that individual would die physically. So he's given this analogy here, saying how the condition of what they are in, they are sick. You see, when we're sick, we need to be healed. And the thing about it, the only healing is going to come is from God. He said these people, they have rebelled, and when they turn from God, they are sick, and they're getting worse and worse and worse. Something needs to be done. So God's mercy is trying to help. God has the spiritual medicine that they needed. So he said, he said the whole head is sick and the whole heart is faint. From the soul, again, like what we said, from the head to the toe. From the sole of the foot even into the head, there is no soundness in it. But the wounds and the bruises and the putrifying sores, they have not been closed. You remember when Jesus gave the illustration about the Good Samaritan? Remember how he talked about how he bound him up, put oil on him, and in other words, he was cared for. And that's what they needed right here. That God have blessed them, God have helped them, and they have rebelled against God. But that wasn't like they didn't know. When you look at Deuteronomy chapter 28, Deuteronomy chapter 28, you're going to read about some blessings and some curses. And let us look at just a few of these. In Deuteronomy chapter 28, and it's kind of clear, if you do what's right, you'll be blessed. But if you don't do what's right, there's a lot of curse. That's like a lot of consequences come when we don't do things we know that are right. It's basically a clear message, and what he's really saying is that just do what's right. When you think about it, I kind of like, I like watching sports, and I don't watch sports just for to see who win and who lose. There's a lot of lessons that you learn when you're looking at sports. You look at things like adversity, how they have to go through injuries and then try to get back to what they were. You look at their resilience. Sometimes when they're out of shape, they have to bounce back from the things that are terrible in their life. And sometimes some of them bounce back and win championships and things like that. But people don't know what they went through. It's hard for a basketball player to have to sit out for a whole year. And you think about how these guys come back, and I like to study many of them mindset. I like to look at, I like basketball, and one of my favorite players, I like to be like Anderson talking with old TJ sometimes. We were going out watching these games and going to these games. I would tell him, study their demeanor, study their mannerism. I used to like Chris Paul. I said, now look at here. Chris Paul is a coach on the floor. He studied, and back then, he knows the other players' plays. And I said, Chris Paul is a facilitator. Chris Paul know how to make folks around. That's a good principle. Make folks around you better. And that's not about you just getting good. It's about making folks around you better. A lot of them may hate old Charles Barkley, but he like to call the shots the way they are sometimes. And I believe that's the reason why the ratings on TNT is up, because he just tells folks the players needs to make the players around them better. That's a great principle, because if we're Christian, we need to make folks around us better because of who we are and the way we live watch, I don't just watch sports, just, oh, look at them thunder, look at them dunking. Oh, yeah, all that's good. And I know last night the folks were mad about the judge on the dunk contest, but that's all right. But the idea is, the thing about it, you don't watch just to be happy. Sometimes we learn from things. And most of all, when we learn from the Word of God, all the stuff people do, you know what? They gather from the Word of God. If you're going to make somebody better, you study the Word of God. And that makes folks better. And don't just mind telling them, I was just looking at a whole lot of scriptures about how that people like to talk, flattery talk, just to blow somebody's head up. And we was growing up, and my mom and daddy said, don't let nobody swell your head. All this flattery talk, that ain't about nothing. Some of them folks don't mean you no good at all. They just want to flatter you because sometimes it's something that they want sometimes. So you have to be real careful and have wisdom. See, the thing about it, I come from a country. I wasn't used to all this city stuff. And I moved to Memphis and other places. But I had wisdom from God that told me about be careful. Brother Clayton, I remember you telling me a story one time. I'm going to tell you a story. Look, I think he told me he was in California one time. This man said, look here, I'm going to let you have my bill for you. I'm going to run around the block and you can go around the block and come back. You remember that story, Brother Clayton? Anyway, the thing about it, some folks try to trick you into stuff. And then he said, now let me have your bill for I'm going to go around until you trust me. Yeah, man. See, some folks are up to no good. And you have to be careful. But we have the wisdom of God. We watch out. And we try to help folks and make other folks better. Young people, when folks try to tell you, look at here, I got something that'll make you feel good. I got something that'll make you feel like you can jump high and enjoy it. But I'm going to tell you this. If I'm going to get high, I'm going to get high on the Word of God. Because the Word of God put me on cloud nine. Because when I'm feeling low, I come out of my office sometimes saying, thank you, Jesus. I don't need no drugs. I don't need no dope. That's what the old folk, you call it dope. He said, no, meth, they ain't know nothing about no methamphetamine. They said, you stay away from that dope, boy. You know the thing about it, these drugs, they'll mess you up. They'll paralyze, they'll cripple your thinking facilities. You know, and even now, you have to be careful with prescription drugs. Amen, when you can. So all these side effects sometimes make me not even want to take them for what I'm supposed to be taking them for. But anyway, back to our text. Deuteronomy, we was talking about, you see, blessing and cursing. Watch this, and I'm almost through. My time is slipped up on me. Deuteronomy 28. If you have it, if you go there sometime, just read how God will bless you if you are obedient to God. Just read a few verses and we'll go ahead and close. Deuteronomy 28. Let's start with verse number 1.
Now it shall come to pass.
Now it shall come to pass what?
If you diligently obey the voice of the Lord your
Now
God.
that's what our subject is about. If we listen, we'll learn something. Learn to listen to God. Read.
To observe carefully all his commandments.
Now don't you carefully look at what God wants you to do. Carefully, diligently, look at it. Read.
Which I command you today.
Which I command you what?
That your Lord God will set you high above all nations.
Now you want to get high? I told you, you want to get high on the Word of God. Read.
And all these blessings shall come upon you.
And all blessings. You know what I like that? The blessing, I like that about God showering down his blessings on us. Read.
And overtake you.
And overtake more than you can have. Read.
Because you obey the voice of the Lord.
Why? Because you obey. You see, these people in this text rebelled against God. They did not obey God. They turned and left God. Read.
Blessed shall you be in the city.
Blessed. You know, you did not tell you about how the body is sick, the city is sick, the land is sick, and the thing about it, their worship was sick in our text in the book of Isaiah. But they can be blessed if we listen to God. Read.
And blessed shall you be in the country.
Blessing should be in the country. That's a blessing, read.
Blessed shall be the fruit of your body.
You see, you'll be able to have, produce, and in a sense, children, you'll be a blessing. Everything will be blessed. Back then, children were a blessing, folks, still a blessing now. Read.
The produce of your ground and the increase of your herd.
Then I'll tell you, the land was sick, but if you obey God, the land would be would produce the crops and what have you. Read.
The increase of your cattle.
The increase in your cattle, you know how you have good steaks and good, pork chops and whatever you like. Everything will go well with you. Your brother William said, it is well, the song is well with my soul. If you want things to be well with your soul, obey to God. Read.
Blessed shall be your basket and your kneading bowl.
Well, you can go on and read all that chapter. You're going to see blessing and curses.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing about it, notice that when you are obedient, you're going to receive blessing. So the message that I want you to see is that learn to listen. Now, not just listen, but take heed to the word of God. And when we take heed to the word of God, you will be blessed. That's the message. Hear the gospel, Romans 10:17. What is the gospel? It's the death, burial, and resurrection of Jesus Christ. How he died, and then he was buried, and then he rose again the third day, according to 1 Corinthians, the 15th chapter, verses 1 through 4, according to the scripture. Make sure the scriptures are said. Then you must believe that. Hebrews 11:6 said, but without faith, it's impossible to please him. He that comes to him must believe that he is, and he is a rewarder of them that diligently seek him. Repent of your sin. Luke 13:3. That's what they need to do. They need to repent and change and turn back to God. God give us an avenue. When we mess up, he give us that eraser. And he can erase that wrong out. And as long as you do what's right, God will bless you. Believe it, repent, confess that Jesus Christ is the Son of God, Matthew 10:32, and be willing to be baptized. And then baptism place you in the Christ. Where is salvation? In Christ. All spiritual blessings are in Christ. Where do I need to be? In Christ. How do you get in Christ? It's being baptized into the body of Christ. And God adopts you into his family. There's no greater than family to be in than to be in the royal family. Amen. I'm not talking about that one. They're talking about the royal family. I'm talking about God's royal family. You can be in that family. You have access to the King. That's the message. While we stand, sing song number 2.